Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is March 11th, 2023. Hope you're all doing well. In today's segment, we will take a look at stocks with very high short ratio and see how to benefit from it. Look, market is very tough. Look at the market update here. We got S&P 500 down big time. Look at the drop in last 5 days. Very big drop here. And then you got Dow Jones Industrial Average, huge drop last week as you can see here. And then you got Nasdaq, also big drop last week. And look at the Russell 2000 small cap names, big huge drop here. And bonds have gone up big time here. Look at the gap up in bonds. Bonds are doing very well. And 10-year, the 10-year is coming down. That tells you interest rate is coming down. And then you got crude oil came down, had a small bounce here. Crude oil could be a good buy on the lower levels. Even now you could buy some crude oil here. And we got safe haven gold going higher. That's a good uptick here. Gold always goes up when there's a instability in the market. And look, dollar is coming down. This is generally it's a good sign, but right now folks are really not in appetite, not in a mood to buy stocks. That's why even though dollar came down, even the broader market also came down here. Folks are worried about banking collapse with all this bank like Silicon Valley Bank coming down big time. So with that, let's jump in and look at a few more things. Let's look at VIX here and see what's going on with VIX. Look, the volatility has gone up too much here. Look at the uptick in the volatility here. Nice uptick here. That's why you got to be slightly careful with the volatility is racing. You got to see how to, you got to be careful here. I love when the volatility goes higher like this because we can do big money by selling some of these vertical credit spreads on these ETFs like SPY, QQQ, IWM, even SMH for that matter. And you could also do the same thing for corresponding indices like SPX, RUT, and so on and so forth. It's a great play. I love when the volatility goes up the roof like this. This is when you can make a lot of money by selling some of these put credit spreads. All right, we'll also look at one more thing here. Look at S&P 500 one-year chart here. Look, S&P 500 one-year chart. It came below its 200-day moving average. Look, the red line here is 200-day moving average. Right now, S&P 500 ETF came much below the 200-day moving average here. As you can scan through here, we got October low here, which is very much below the current price. And we also have a last January low here, which is around 365 or so. So you got to be slightly, actually 375. You got to be slightly careful here. Next stop could be around 375 as it drops further. But look for some update from the Fed. My hunch is after the Fed meeting on 13th of March, there may be some relief rally in this broader markets here. All right, so with that, let's look at a few broader market pictures and go from there. So we'll start with the fear and greed index here. Look, from a fear and greed index perspective, last week we were at 53, which is neutral. So we were right here last week, as you can see here, around 53. And right now we are at 24, as you can see here. We came big time down. There is a lot of fear in the market, especially with the Silicon Valley Bank collapsing and Silvergate also collapsing. Folks are worried about the banking and financial system. That's why stock market came down big time. And as you scan through here, we got a few more data here. We got S&P 500 and 125-day moving average. Right now, we got S&P 500 coming below its 125 moving average. So generally, there's a bearish sentiment in the market. This is a time to buy some great stocks here and hold it forever. and you got to be slightly careful with these short squeeze names. We'll look at some of the names here. When the market drops like this, the appetite for risk is a little bit low. That's why short squeeze type names won't do too well when the market drops big time. All right, let's look at market rotation here. For that, we'll look at TradingView.com, one of my favorite tool here, and let's look at 15-day time frame here. Look, TradingView.com is free for the registered users here, but if you want premium data, I mean there is about $60 or so per month, but you could do a lot of things with the free registration here. I recommend at least getting the free registration here. I will put the link in the description. You can copy it and get a free registration. Look here, we got here sector rotation for last 14 days or so, last 2 weeks, as you can see here. And look at the down here, we got S&P financials, XLF coming down big time. Look, financials is coming down with all the Silicon Valley Bank and other banks worried, so that's why the whole financial sector came tumbling down in last 14 days or so. And then you got here next is consumer discretionary. Folks are not buying big ticket items like fridge, washing machine, and so on and so forth. And then you got here real estate coming big time down here, so you got to be slightly careful with all the financial sector coming down. It's taking real estate along with it. And then we got here what's going up. We got one right here, consumer staples. So when the market drops, consumer staples typically goes higher. Think about your bare necessities, like maybe shaving cream, soap, and consumer staples like cereals. That's why consumer staples are going higher in this uncertain market. But everything else pretty much coming down, as you can see here. That's what's going on. Nice sector rotation here. At this time, by looking at the sector rotation, if you're a long time type person here, you could buy some financial sector names here. You could even buy XLF, which is financial ETF, or you could buy some great banks like Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, and even Morgan Stanley for that matter, which is a investment bank, as many of you know here. So those could be the good place here. Energy is coming down, as you can see here, somewhere here, right? We got energy also slightly down here. You could buy some great energy names also in this down market. All right. So with this, we'll go into my favorite tool here, which is finviz.com here. So you could get a free account here in Finviz. But if you want elite membership, I will basically provide the link for elite membership. You can play along with it. So as you go into Finviz here, you could go into the home screen here. You could also go to finviz.com, which is a free version here. I got elite membership. Look at that market here. We got a one-day chart for last Friday. Look at huge drop here. Market came tumbling down. After 2 p.m. there is some slight improvement here, but at least it came down big time here. Dow Jones down 345, Nasdaq down big time 199. There is some nice uptick here toward the close here, and even S&P 500 down big time here, small uptick here toward the close. So with that, I will go into the screener here. I have a filter here set up already, which is called short interest. Look, it's a very simple filter. You could do it in your free platform also in finviz.com. I'm saying I want price more than $10. I don't like these penny stocks which goes up and down for no reason. And we got float here over 10%. I want short float to be at least over 10%. And then last one is really the current volume, more than 1 million shares traded. Simple things here, not a complicated filter. So with that here, we got all these companies here. So if you have free version, you could go into ownership tab here and look at the short float right here. Look, we got short float as you can scan through here. And look at the short float, high short float at the top here, which is Silvergate. Look at the Silvergate here. Silvergate has got 82% short float, followed by BBBY, Carvana, and so on and so forth here. And since I got the elite membership, I could click on the custom tab here, and it tells you, it basically shows the columns that I want to see. I could select what I want to see. Look at what's going on here. You could look at price change. This is a price change on last Friday here. For most of these short float names here, short squeeze names came down with the exception of BBBY, as you can see here. Otherwise, everything is down big time, as you can see here. So most folks did not make too much money with the short squeeze names last week. All right, one more thing I always look at is a snapshot view here. I love to look at this view. It's a great view within the FinViz. It's available in the free version also. By looking at this, Silvergate here, down big time. And there is some, these guys are not going to continue their operations. Looks like they might file for bankruptcy. And that's why stock came tumbling down big time here. At this time, I think it's not wise to hold the bag. If you have some Silvergate, you could, you could basically sell it off here because, there is not too much hope for Silvergate at these levels here. But if you want to wait for a small uptick here, you could do that too. I would not recommend buying Silvergate at these levels here, especially because, bank basically said they may not continue the operations. They don't have enough cash. And then you got here BBBY, as you can see here. And also look here, we got Chief Risk Officer, option exercise. I mean, they're selling a little bit, but even the CEO sold some Silvergate share. That's why not a good story to buy at these levels here. And BBBY showing some strength, as you can see here, up on the, on a big down day, it's up slightly here. But look at the chart. Just by looking at the chart, you can't make too much money here because generally trend is lower, as you can see here. But you can expect a small bump here from these levels, especially because RSI is very low at this level here. You could expect a small bump. And if you want to look at what's going on with this one here, you could go into a little more detail here. Look, earnings are down big time here. EPS down, as you can see here. 2022 again down, sales are coming down, and shares outstanding is coming down. That's a good sign here, but generally there is no good positive sign as of now. That's why this could be in the trading range. If you want to buy some at these levels, it's okay, but understand there is nothing much going on with BBBY here. That's why I'm not buying BBBY at these levels here. And look, insiders are selling, as you can see here. Ryan Cohen, he sold a while ago, but generally there is nothing much going on here. Carvana, same story. Generally, stock is trending down, as you can see here. And look, we got, it's also dropped big time, 13% on Friday, as you can see here. So as you look through the details of Carvana here, look, earnings per share is coming down big time, as you can see here. Sales is pretty stabilizing, which is not bad, but look at the shares outstanding. They're diluting the market by offering more stocks. That's why it's not doing great here. Carvana, by looking at Carvana here, look, RSI is 39. It's really very low right now. If you want to buy some Carvana, you could buy. As the market improves, this can go higher, but understand Carvana is not making money. And we got a few more names. You could look at this view here. It's a great one to look at and go from there. Next, what we'll do is we'll go into this Excel spreadsheet here, where I compile the data from multiple places, including FinViz and barchart.com, TradingView, stock rover, so that way we can try to make sense out of it. And I've organized this by high short ratio at the top here. Look, highest short ratio is Silvergate, as you can see here, with 82% short ratio, and from there it's in the descending order. And look, Silvergate right now, like we talked about, the deal is, I think the game is over here. They might file the bankruptcy, and they don't have too much money to continue operations. That's why, right now it's down big time. And as I scan through further here, look, as we scan through here, look what's going on here. In last 5 days, Silvergate is down 56%, and last 10 days 82% down, and in 1 month down big time. Even 1 year, look at that 98% drop at these levels here. It's game over. I would not be buying Silvergate at these levels here. And Silvergate, as you can see here, it's got a huge implied volatility rank here, and analysts are saying hold. From a technical perspective, it's a sell rating here. Look, from a rating perspective here, we got, there's nothing much going on with this here. Short term 100% sell, medium term 100% sell, long term also sell. So with this, there is nothing more to be said about Silvergate here. It's done. There is no more play in Silvergate. You could, if you have some, exit out and look at other candidates. And then you got BBBY here, Bed Bath and Beyond. This one is again a hold right now from an analyst perspective. 10 analysts are following. Technical perspective, we got a sell rating, as you can see here. And this one also, by looking at short term, medium term and long term, it's 100% sell. That's why, if you're a completely speculative type person, you could buy some, but understand, from a rating perspective, both fundamentals and technical, it's a big sell at this time here. And as you can scan through here, it's got a little bit higher float. Look at float here, 115. That tells you there's too much shares available in the market. That's why it may not go high too much here. As you scan through here, look, it's up 8.9% on Friday when the big markets are down. But look, in 1 year, it's down 94%. So that's why this one, is not a money maker. These guys they don't have too much sales going on here. They're closing the stores. That's why there may be some short-term pop here. And by looking at this RSI levels here, look at the RSI. We got RSI here 40 and 37. RSI 14 days RSI is 40, 7-day RSI is 37. That tells you stock is getting weaker in the 7-day time frame. So if you want to buy some, you could buy, but don't expect a huge payoff in BBBY. And we got a few more here. Also, pay close attention to RSI 14-day and RSI 7-day here, and stock like this one here, ONCS here. I would not be a buyer at these levels. Look, RSI shot up to 64 in 7-day. Right now it's 59 in 14-day. And as you scan through here, ONCS had a nice run. As you can see here, stock is up 18% in Friday, 10% in 5 days. Look at the stock up 86% in 10 days. I would not be buying at these levels here. I don't want to chase this one here. On the other end, we got a few more here. We got Carvana here. Look, Carvana, as you can scan through here, it's from an analyst perspective, there is no rating. Technical perspective, strong sell. And from a technical perspective, medium term 100% sell, long term 100% sell. And that's why it's also not a great one here. But if you want to buy some, especially because by looking at the RSI here, look at the RSI, it's Carvana here. RSI is very, very, very low here, 28 in 7-day and 39 in 14-day. If you want to take advantage of some small bump, you could do it. And we got a few more here. What we'll do is we'll basically look at few names here. What I will do is I will look at some of these stocks where there is at least some good gross margin here. Let's click on gross margin. I want to make sure it's a 30% gross margin here. And look, these stocks have got 30% gross margin or higher. Keep watching the gross margin here, with the exception of maybe Silvergate doesn't have too much gross margin. And we are looking at positive gross margin here. Let's look at we looked at net margin here. Instead of net margin, let's look at gross margin. All right, so looks like our net gross margin is going to net margin. Let's remove this again and let's look at gross margin. And I would say, greater than 30%. All right, so now we're looking at positive gross margin here. These are the companies with a positive gross margin. We could also say positive net margin here. So that way we look at positive gross margin as well as positive net margin. Look, we got net margin also positive. So if you want some better candidates here, these could be the ones you could look at. We got Lovesac, ticker symbol LOVE. And look, it's a strong buy from a fundamental perspective, technical perspective, strong sell. But as you scan through here, 50% buy, medium term hold, long term 50% sell. So it looks like, as you scan through here, stock is dropping off in 1 day, 5 day, 10 day. As you can see here, RSI is down big time. Look at the RSI right here. We got RSI here 25. The good thing about this one here is at least there is some positive net margin and positive gross margin. You could look at such companies here. There are six analysts following, as you can see here. Growth perspective A, profitability is F, finance is C, not great one, but you could look at that one here. And you got Canada Goose, which is the next one here. And keep watching the short ratio here. Again, high short ratio. Canada Goose, as you can see here. We got analysts saying hold, technically a strong sell, but look, there is some positive sentiment here, 50% buy and so on and so forth. Canada Goose also coming big time down here. For these names here, which are down in last Friday, you could slowly buy some if you like, or you could wait for a small bounce from these levels and then you could buy also. And we got a few more. Let's also do one more thing. Let's look at low RSI. So we do want to chase the stocks. We want to look at low RSI below 50 or so. Look, we got a few more here. We got EBIX and U-Haul and so on and so forth here. If you look at EBIX here, $16 stock. Look at the strong buy rating here. Not too many analysts following, 0 analysts following here. And as you scan through here, look, we got strong sell going on here, technical perspective for EBIX. I would not look at this one. Probably look, it's down big time here. Instead of EBIX, which is if you buy this, it's like a catching the falling knife here. Instead, you could look at names like U-Haul. And if you look at U-Haul here, U-Haul is a buy rating. And as you scan through here, from a rating perspective, 50% buy. It's slightly better from a technical rating perspective. And as you scan through U-Haul here, look, U-Haul is also down. It's down 6% in 1 day, and 5 days it's down 8.2%. You could look at this one also here, and we got a few more names as you can scan through here. And next, what we'll do is we'll look at stocks where the option volume is very high. So with that, what I will do is I will go back here and auto filter and click on high short here. All right, I'll just hide this one here. We don't need to look at this one right here. All right, let's do one thing. Let's go in and look at some of these names here. And what we'll do is we'll look at high open interest. So that way we look at stocks which are very active in the options market. And these are the names here. We got open interest, as you can scan here. Its open interest is higher than 200,000 open interest held at this time here. That means folks are holding on to their contract. And you should also look at the put call volume ratio here and put call open interest. Look at Silvergate here. Folks are buying more and more put options indicated by put call volume ratio 3.80. So that's why it's not a great play here. On the other hand, BBBY, look, put call volume ratio is 0.32. That tells you there are more folks buying the call options. So this has got some more room to run at these levels here, mainly because folks are buying call options indicated by put call volume ratio much below 1. And we got Carvana here. Again, this also a little bit positive sentiment with put call ratio below 0.99 here. And look, there is also good options volume, option open interest, but not great compared to BBBY. And we got a few more here. We got Marathon Digital here. Marathon Digital, look, it came big time down here. Put call volume ratio is 1.80. But look, put call open interest ratio is 0.79. Looks like short-term folks are buying more put option. That's why put call volume ratio on Friday 1.80. That tells you more folks are buying put options here. This one could be a good one if you want to buy it a little bit longer term here and go from there. And we got a few more here. What we'll do is we'll look at open interest more than say 1 million here. All right, let's bump it up here. These are the stocks which are very super active in the options market, and also I got a high short ratio, which is right here. We got short ratio right here. Look, high short ratio and very good option open interest. By looking at these names here, we got BBBY, Marathon, NKLA, AMC, and even Transocean here, and Carnival Cruise Lines here. By looking at this here, look, NKLA right now, it's a very high put call volume ratio here. Folks are afraid. That's why they're buying the put option like no tomorrow. So at these levels here, if you want to buy some NKLA, you could buy, completely beaten down. As you can see here, look at the drop in NKLA here. At this time, if you're a contrarian, you could buy some here, but understand it's a purely speculative play. 6 analysts are following NKLA. There is a buy rating here, and from a technical perspective, look what's going on here. 100% sell in the short term, 100% sell in the medium term, and 100% sell in the long term. That's why if you want to buy some NKLA here, you got to be a contrarian here. You should be a speculator. But look, there is a nice option volume here. Folks are worried they're buying put option. If this goes higher, this can go higher and really burn those put option buyers and also the short sellers. And we got AMC here. Look, AMC is a $5 stock, as you can see here, and from a rating perspective, as you see here, strong sell. Look, it's got a strong sell rating. Looks like short term 50% sell, not too bad. Medium term and long term 100% sell. And current trend is short. It's a buy trend right now with a weak strength here. So with that, you could buy some AMC here. Especially look, market came down big time, but this is down 4.8% on Friday. You could buy some AMC here. And look, rig Transocean here, it's up slightly here on Friday. You could look at this one also. And we got Carnival Cruise Lines down big time here. And from an RSI perspective, Carnival Cruise Line RSI 22. This stocks gets hit whenever market comes down, but this tries to go higher when the market does better. So with that, what we'll do is we'll go into my favorite tool here and look at some of these names. Let's go into TradingView.com, which is a great platform if you want to look at performance and charts especially. All right, let's go into chart here and bring up few names. All right, so first we'll look at some of these names here. Look at BBBY, Marathon, and go from there. All right, look, BBBY, which is a Bed Bath and Beyond. It's a simple chart. It's a one-day chart. I got a Bollinger Band here, and I also got a squeeze here. So if you want to look at the squeeze, you could go into indicators and look. I got here squeeze. We got squeeze momentum indicator by Lazy Bear, which is one of the famous indicator within TradingView. I recommend you to have this view or this indicator if you are doing the short squeeze type plays, or even day trade, or swing trade type things. All right, so with that, look what's going on here from a Lazy Bear perspective. It came down big time. That's a negative sentiment. Now the sentiment is turning to be positive here. That's a good story. There is also a news item here. From a news perspective, it's got about 360 million in proceeds from most unusual February equity offering. Looks like they do have some money here, so it's improving. So in the short term, this can go higher just by looking at the Lazy Bear indicator. You could also look at maybe a 4-hour chart to see what's going on. Look in a 4-hour chart, it's trying to get better, as you can see here. You could also look at 1-hour chart. It's trying to get better, as you can see here. With that, in the short term, BBBY could be a good one here. And let's go back to the daily chart here. Look at Silvergate and see what's going on with Silvergate. All right, Silvergate, as you can scan through here, look, down big time. Look at the drop here, down big time, as you can see here. Look at the Lazy Bear indicator. The bars are getting longer. That tells you right now it's even coming down. And if you go to a little bit shorter term here, go to 4-hour chart here. In a 4-hour chart, it tells a different story here. It's recovering, as you can see here. The red bars are becoming shorter. That's a good sign here. And if you go to 1 hour to see what's going on here, in a 1-hour chart, look, it's negative right now, and bar is getting shorter. That tells you right now trend is negative. And looks like there is one news item here. From a news perspective, what happened to Silvergate Capital? I mean, there's nothing positive news here, so this I would not go here, because this company might go under, as many of you know here. And let's look at AMC next. All right, look, AMC, start with the 1-day chart here, and look, AMC is getting weaker, as you can see here. The bars are getting shorter, as you can see here. Right now it's getting weaker. And if you go into a 4-hour chart here, in a 4-hour chart, look, the red bar is becoming longer. That's why there may be some negative side here. But if you go into even a little more shorter term here, 1-hour chart for those swing traders here, looks like it's getting better now. Look at the red bar here. There's a bright red bar. Next one is not so bright. That tells you it's slightly improving at these levels. So if you want to buy some, you could buy some AMC here for a short-term trend. Short-term trend is positive, as you can see here, with the nice green bar here in a 1-hour chart. All right, let's look at GameStop here, GME. Look, GameStop, we are in a, let's go to daily chart to begin with. And look, there's a nice red candle, bright red, that tells right now it's getting slightly weaker on a daily basis. But if you look at a 4-hour chart here in a GameStop, same story. The bar is getting bigger. That tells you it's getting weaker. And if you go to a 1-hour chart here, in a 1-hour chart, looks like it's getting better now. Look, the last bar is not so bright. That tells you it's improving, and it's also confirmed by the price action, which is going higher. At this time, you could buy some GameStop slowly, given it's down big time and trying to improve, as you can see here. There's also a news item here, and from a news item perspective, let's see what's going on. Nothing great here from a news item perspective. All right, let's look at 1 or 2 more here. Let's look at Marathon, and let's also look at CCL. All right, Marathon, let's look at daily chart in Marathon here. From a daily chart perspective, look, it's getting weaker. The red bar is becoming a little bit longer, as you can see here on the down, on the negative side. That tells you on a daily basis a little bit weaker. And you could go into 4-day chart. In a 4-day chart, also look, the bar is getting bigger. That tells you it's getting weaker. And if you look at 1-hour chart here, 1 hour chart tells you it's now improving, so that's why you could be okay to slowly buy some, given it's completely beaten down here. It's improving in a 1 hour chart, and you could look at the news item here. Nothing great in the news item perspective here. All right, that's Marathon, and let's look at Carnival Cruise Lines, CCL, and go from there. All right, Carnival Cruise Lines, let's look at a one-day chart here. Look, it's getting weaker. Look at the bar here. It's bright red and becoming longer. And if you go into, say, 4-hour chart here, look, it's even worse. It's getting weaker. The red bar is getting longer, as you can see here. Now, if you go to 1 hour chart here, 1 hour chart is telling you it's improving, so you could buy some Carnival here. There may be a chance this can go higher, because in the shorter term it's telling you it's trying to go higher. All right, let's also look at let's see here Nikola, and see what's going on with this one here, NKLA. All right, so Nikola, from a one-day chart here, look, stock is down. Look at the red bar here. It's bright red and becoming longer. That tells you it's getting weaker. And if you go to, say, 4-hour chart here, same story. Look at these bars. They're getting longer and brighter. That tells you it's a weak trend right now. In a 4-hour chart, you could go into 1 hour chart here. 1 hour chart, let's see what's going on here. Look, there is slight improvement here. Look at the last bar here. It's not as bright and a little shorter. That tells you that it's improving at these levels here, confirmed by the price action, which is trying to go higher. So you could buy some Nikola also at this level, completely sold off, as you can see here. But these are all speculative plays, as you know here. All right, so let's go back here. Some of you might wonder, hey, you know what, I'm not a big short squeeze type person. Tell me some great stocks to buy. So if you want to take advantage of this market, you may be a young investor, or you want to buy some solid stocks, what I would do is really I would go into great stocks with the nice growth and nice profitability and nice finance. Let's go with the nice great stocks with the finance here. I could click on finance A and B. That tells you these stocks are great. They got Morningstar A or B from a finance perspective. Look, out of 3,000 stocks here, we shortlisted just 846 stocks here. Next, you could go into profitability. You want stocks with the profitability A or B. I could click on this here, profitability. Now look, from 846 we should come down here. Let's see here, hopefully it will take this filter. Let's click once again. All right, so look, we are at 218 stocks here. These are great from a finance perspective, great from a profitability perspective. And if you want to even go further here, you could also say I want growth stocks. I want the stock to be growing also. Click on growth here. All right, look, we are into 93 stocks here. I could sort this by market cap to look at bigger market cap stocks at the top here and go from there. Let's go here and look at the market cap and say descending. Look at the largest stocks in the top. All right, look, from a stock perspective, if you are one of those fundamental investors here, go with stocks like Apple, Microsoft, Google, Tesla is a good one here, all beaten down. Look, these are a short list of 93 names here. We could go into them. And if you want to invest in small cap names here, as you go further down, you get some of these small cap names. Look, we got some of these TCPC, GB, CGBD, and look at all these ratings from Morningstar here. Growth B, profitability B, finance B, all great stocks here. If you want to do some long-term investing, take advantage. And out of these names here, if you want to look at stocks that are down big time here, you could go into low RSI here. Look at those names which are beaten down. Look, we are 82 names here, starting from Apple, Microsoft, Google, Tesla, TSM, Lilly is one of my favorite here. And look, small cap names, you got great names here with the TCPC, FLGT, and NAPA, and SOPR, GS, and so on and so forth. This is for the folks who are fundamentally inclined investors. You could buy these and go from there. So we'll end here. Thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Have a good one.